What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and we finally got a FEH channel, so this is gonna be my discussion and analysis video about this FEH channel, the changes that we're getting, and also book 5. So let me know about your thoughts about this FEH channel in the comment section down below. Let's have a chill discussion. So I really love book 5 theme. I really like the villain Fafnir, his design, the new OC, and I really love this whole mecha theme here because I'm a big fan of mecha. Mecha animes are some of my favorites, honestly, like Code Geass, Gurren Lagann, and this actually reminds me of Advance Wars, another franchise of Intelligent Systems which has been long dead, and I love that franchise so much, all of its games. I love Advance Wars games in general, so it really reminds me of this. I'm a big fan of this, and I'm really happy that they're experimenting things with Fire Emblem because stuff like this, we never had, stuff like this in this scale. We might get even more mecha units as OCs and stuff, and Resplendent Heroes might have that kind of attire as well. So pretty big fan of this, and the music is so good. I love the book 5 theme. I wasn't the biggest fan of book 4 theme, honestly, but this one is absolutely amazing, and it's in the same ranks of book 3. And we do get some new OCs. These are probably enemy generals. Their designs are really good. I love how they have their mecha wings, so they can probably fly. They are the flying type of units. One of them has a sword, one of them has an axe, so we'll probably get them at some point as OCs. So I really love this and really like Reginn's design as well. So let me know what you think about book 5. I'm personally really hooked up with the new designs and the new theme. I'm a big fan of it. So I guess we didn't really get dwarfs, but we did get mechas, which makes sense because they have probably forced them, which I guess goes with the theme of Devilier. So yeah, I'm pretty happy about that, honestly. Let's hope that story is actually better than book 4. That's just what I want, just incrementally better story in FEH, because I think that's really lacking, and they could do so much with these. We also are going to be getting new banner with Sacred Stones units, which is really amazing. So I'm a really big fan of Ducel, so he's a very stacked unit. I'll be making my full banner review, but overall I'm pretty happy with the Sacred Stone units. Just wish that they gave a preferred weapon to our free units as per usual, and also Null didn't have Glipnir because Erika has that, and he just comes with a Fogstone, so he's gonna be a free-to-play unit as well from the quest. I'm gonna be covering him in the banner review. I'll be having a separate review for Reginn, of course, because she's the free unit, and this goes without saying that if you care about free-to-play guides, do not fodder off free Reginn, please. I'm gonna be using her in every map, so if you do care about that, then do not fodder her. So that's pretty much the new units, and they have some AR changes. And as you guys know, I do play Aether Raids quite a bit. I do enjoy it to a degree. There are definitely flaws of that game mode, but yeah, I'll go over my thoughts on these rule changes. So basically, the base score on both offense and defense has been, increased to 100. And basically, they have made this game mode more pay to win, in my opinion. Now, you could argue that Aether Raids was always pay to win, and you would be correct to a degree, because who's stopping you from plus 10 merging a mythic unit and just having more chances of error, or having, absolutely stacked units like Duo, Alphonse, Kyria, or like Legendary Edelgard, stuff like that, units who are really good in Aether Raids offense or defense. But it didn't really allow it in a way like it does now. So basically, you need to have bonus mythic for each season, which means that you will have to collect every single mythic if you want to have a bonus mythic unit for offense and for defense. And for offense, by having a bonus mythic unit, you're basically going to be getting the effect where you could get one unit killed and you will not have your lift reduced, which essentially means that there are going to be suicide strats. Like, you could use Legendary Edelgard, who can kill 3 units. Doesn't matter if she dies, you're not going to be losing lift. You could use Legendary Leaf with Niran Zeal. You could use Ninja Lin with Disarm Trap. And she could also kill like 3 units as well, along with a Dancer. So all of those suicide strats are going to be a thing if you have a bonus mythic. So this really makes it pay to win, in my opinion, because they want people to spend money or spend orbs on each mythic unit that they release. Previously, people were just investing into few mythics for offense and defense. Like, people were investing into stuff like Bramimont or Thrusier or Mirabilis with merges. And on offense, they were investing into Peony, who was just so important in light season, just increasing merges on her. But now it seems like you need to have more variety. You need to have all of the bonus units to make sure that you can get the bonus effect each time. And this is really, really bad because this is just forcing more summoning. And this is really going to be hard for free-to-play players to keep up because you know, you're not going to be having orbs every time to get these mythic units, and it is harder to get a mythic unit on these mythic and legendary banners because they're going to be sharing focus with 2 other units. So it's really, really going to be hard for free-to-play players to keep up with the competitiveness of Aether Raids, if it makes sense. Previously, in my opinion, like Aether Raids was pay to win, but it was least pay to win out of all of the competitive modes. You've probably seen my Aether Raids runs with like unmerged mythic units, and I was still able to make to tier 27. So stuff like that could be possible, but now you have to pull for each mythic basically if you want to keep up with being competitive. And that's what I was doing, you know, with my free-to-play account. I was pretty competitive, even though I was just using my free-to-play orbs, and I was not really spending any money on Aether Raids whatsoever. But yeah, that's basically going to be a thing. I'm not really too sure who their target audience is. I mean, yes, Aether Raids offense does become much easier. But then again, you turn off a lot of free-to-play players and load spenders because you require them to summon for each mythic every time to make sure that they have the bonus unit. So I'm not really too sure. I'm not really happy with this kind of change requiring bonus units. I mean, it's really, really good for diversity. Don't get me wrong. You know, it definitely changes up things. And we're going to be seeing more variety because, you know, before this, if you had like double Plumeria, then really not much of a reason to use Naga unless she's a bonus unit. But here, if she's a bonus unit, then you have to use her to get that effect where you could suicide basically. So it definitely makes it much, much easier to win matches, in my opinion, if you have bonus units, because you could just sack a unit, you know? That kind of play does make sense now, which is nice. I mean, it makes easier for people, and it is going to be making it easier to get wins. So, you know, if you haven't given Aether Raids much of a try, you could definitely give it a try whenever you have a bonus mythic already. And people do already have Peony, Air, and Reginn now. So, I mean, those are going to be the weeks where you could, you know, utilize that kind of strategy. So, not the biggest fan of these bonus changes because just forces more summoning. And summoning is really, really painful as it is on legendary and mythic banners. And they basically show that, you know, your lift doesn't get reduced if even one unit gets killed. So basically suicide strats are going to be possible. And I'm not going to be surprised if in future we get a mythic offensive unit that has got like a Destiny Bond type effect from Pokemon, where if that unit goes down, it takes down a defense unit from the opponent's team down as well. Just a full kamikaze in a sense. And on Aether Raids defense, it is going to be much, much harder to make good defenses because people can just sack a unit, you know, and open up your team and then tank the rest of your team, and they're not going to be losing a unit. So making a defense team which could win is going to be harder, and you have to change your defense team every single week to incorporate for the bonus mythic, which is really tiresome. So I hope there is a way to lock like 5 units at least from your Aether Raids defense, and then the other unlocked unit, you could just replace it every time. Otherwise, it's gonna be so tiresome. We don't even have enough like team slots to do that, to have like different teams for each mythic. So really, really annoying stuff for sure. And what this is gonna allow is basically gonna have more degenerate defense teams where people are going to be trying hard for the defense wins, and basically having a bonus mythic automatically allows an auto -20 lift reduction. So having a mythic unit in your defense team is going to be very, very important if you care about that kind of thing. We do have tier 28 as well in Aether Raids, so that's more rewards for people who care about ranking. With the new mythic Reginn, we do have a new effect which basically allows you to have an extra slot on offense. So it can basically allow you to have another mythic, or you could have any unit who has been blessed by light or Astra blessing. So it basically adds another slot. And this extra slot does allow more flexibility, so you could run more support units, more dancers, and it doesn't really affect the lift increase in a sense. It doesn't really add to your score, but definitely makes it much easier to win offensive matches, which is really good. You know, it does help newer players or people who don't really care that much about Aether Raids. It does make it winning easier in Aether Raids offense, but again, this update does have that bonus change where you need to have all of the mythics if you want to get the bonus effect on offense or on defense. So not the biggest fan of that because it just promotes more summoning for these mythics, and as I said, they are hard to get as it is. So you can have an extra slot on offense, which is going to change up a lot of things, and as I said, it's going to be really hard for defense teams to win against 6 units, especially when you could have 1 unit suicide. And we haven't really got a defense mythic of this kind of effect counterpart to Reginn. So we're not really too sure what's going to be happening. They probably will give extra slot on defense as well. So now we'll be having 7 defensive units on the ERD defense team if you have that kind of defense mythic. But they will also have additional special limitations, as they say on the fine print, created by that defensive mythic unit. So I'm not really too sure how that will work. You know, that could be anything, honestly. It could be anything wild. So definitely gonna be looking forward to it. So just mixed feelings. I do like the extra slot for sure. Suicide strats are, I guess, nice. Add another element to offense and does make it easier. But not the biggest fan of the bonus rotation, basically. That requires you to have a lot of mythics. So those are gonna be the Aether Raids changes. And now we have the summoning changes, which I'm a big fan of. So summoning changes are really good because summoning is, you know, the backbone of FEH, basically. The better you can make the backbone, the better it is, honestly, in my opinion. So now you can have the focus rates on the summoning screen, which makes it easier to manage and increase them. And basically, this changes that if you get pity breakers, it only decreases your 5-star focus rate by 1% and your 5-star rate by 1% as well. So only total of 2% of your focus rate does get reduced whenever you get a pity breaker. So it doesn't really get reset like the good old times, which makes it easier for you to summon focus units, which is really good because as we get more units in the summoning pool, it's getting harder and harder for people to get the focus units. Sparking is of course really good, but for the banners that don't have it, it definitely makes it much easier. So I'm a big fan of this change, and once you get a focus unit, your pity rate basically goes back to normal, like the good old times. So basically helps you get more focus units all in all, which is something which I really like. And they also have this winter banner, which is going to be having Spark, which is really good. I think seasonal banners should also have sparks. So we have got new winter heroes. I think one of them is probably Felix. Kind of looks like it, like the one in the middle, in my opinion. So you could basically summon 40 times to select a focus unit, up to 3 times. So it's kind of like Choose Your Legends in a sense. So if you have that many orbs saved up, and if you like any of these winter heroes, which will be revealed, you could get 3 of the focus units just by sparking, which is pretty good. And I hope they make this kind of a permanent change in seasonal banners. You know, having sparking is really good, especially when summoning can be so painful. So that is basically going to be my opinion. I really love the book 5 story, the theme, the new OCs, the concept, the theme, everything. Honestly, I'm a big fan of. It just really appeals to my taste. Really like the new Sacred Stones units, and I have like mixed feelings about Aether Raids changes. Time will tell how this will turn out to be. So it definitely changes meta in a very drastic way, in my opinion. And very happy about the summoning change. So overall, a pretty decent FEH channel in my opinion. So let me know what you think about this FEH channel in the comment section down below, or if there's a specific thing that caught your interest. I want to thank all of my YouTube members for their constant support, and if you enjoyed, then please be sure to leave a like and a comment. Helps me tremendously, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell, because I wish YouTube sub boxes got a bit better just like summoning did. So that's it, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.